Today we're looking at the Husqvarna R322T all-wheel drive Swedish riding mower. And in this video, I'm going to be looking it over, showing you some of its features, and I'm also going to talk about the maintenance I've done to this specific mower. So it's going to come with a 48-inch side discharge mower deck. And one of the first things you'll notice right off the bat is that the deck is off the front of the mower. It's a front-mounted mower deck instead of mid, like most riding mowers. And some of the advantages to this are that it is easy to get under obstacles like trees and benches and stuff like that. Another thing is that the mower deck is the first thing to hit the grass before your actual rider drives over it. So that could potentially give you a better cut, especially if the grass is wet. Another thing is that the mower deck pivots right up like this very easily. So it's easy to check your blades and do servicing to your mower deck. So like I said, this is all-wheel drive, so you're going to have two axles, one in the rear and one for the front. You're going to have a tough torque K574 in the rear and the auxiliary tough torque for the front that runs off of the rear pump. You're going to have a nice high back seat right here, and you're going to have an adjuster right here so you can slide your seat forward and back, and a nice large steering wheel. You're going to have a very tight turning radius. You can see that rear axle just pivoting in there. And that is it. Very, very tight. You're going to have a headlight on the front, two 18-watt bulbs, I believe. You're going to have an hour meter right there, along with your throttle and choke. Here's the ignition key. Here's the fuel cap, and it comes with a nice fuel gauge right here. You're going to have 16-inch tires on here, kind of an all-season style. Under the hood, you're going to find a 20 horsepower Briggs & Stratton Intech V-twin, and there's your battery. Down under here is going to be your hydraulic reservoir. So you want to check that and make sure it's at the safe range. And that's pretty much the basics of the features of this mower. To operate it, basically what you're going to do is get on the seat, put the choke to the on position if the engine is near room temperature, then crank the engine, and then once it starts, put it off of choke. You've got your throttle adjustment right here. I recommend starting the blades around mid-throttle. So then to turn the blades on, you're going to set your desired mowing height and then push this button down and lower the mower deck. That automatically engages your blades, and then you can raise the throttle to full power. Then you're going to have your forward pedal on the right side, your reverse pedal next to it there, and then your parking brake right here. And to engage the parking brake, you're going to have a little knob here, and after pushing the brake down, you're going to push this rod over and it holds the brake down in the on position. To turn the headlight on, you'll just turn the key switch to the middle position. You can see that this is the on, this is the middle, and that will turn on your headlight right there. To remove this front cover and to open your hood, you're going to have a little tool attached to your key, and you're just going to stick it right in there like that, and your clip will pop right open like that and allow you to easily remove the cover and access your mower deck. Now, this mower also came with a 42-inch dual stage snowblower. It goes off the front right in place of the mower deck so that your mower can also do snow blowing in the winter season. Your belt will just hook up to right there, and then you will operate it similarly to your mower deck with engagement and disengagement there. You've got this right here, which raises and lowers the wheels like that for the snowblower. You've got this control right here, which controls the chute and snow discharge height. You have a chute control right here, pivots the chute around. It's not quite 180 degrees, but it's pretty good. like that. And that's pretty much the basics of this mower and snowblower. Now I'm going to go over the parts I've replaced and maintenance I've done to this specific mower. So first off, this mower has been fully serviced and inspected. I've completely gone through it, gone through the maintenance charts in the owner's manual. More on that later. So this has a brand new Briggs & Stratton 20 horsepower Intech engine. The old engine just had some wear in it, and I decided instead of rebuilding it to just repower it with a brand new one. And I did install an upgraded oil drain system right here to make oil changes easy. You're going to have an upgraded 𝗟𝗜𝗚𝗕𝗘 300 cold cranking amp battery, brand new from 2026. Got a new OEM fuel filter to go with the new engine. Obviously the engine's going to have all new OEM filters and all that stuff that came with the engine. We've got new all-season tires all the way around. They are a very close style to the originals. So there's a new OEM hydro belt installed here for the transaxle. The idler pulley spun just fine, no bearing noise. This belt is new OEM. Goes to this pulley right here, which has been rebuilt with SKF bearings. You're going to have your second PTO belt right here, which is new OEM as well, which comes out to the mower deck right here. We've got a new OEM pulley right there. And this pulley right here has been rebuilt with an SKF bearing. Then on your mower deck, I have completely rebuilt that as well with a brand new OEM belt, new OEM spindles, new OEM spindle pulleys, new OEM double stacked pulley, new OEM mounting bolts for all the spindles, new OEM blades, which just have a little use from testing the mower. The two roller casters for the mower deck have been rebuilt with new SKF bearings, 2 for each wheel. I threw a new fuel cap on there, along with some rubber pedals and a few other miscellaneous things around the mower. Now for servicing, obviously the engine has fresh oil in it, which will need to be changed in a few hours for the break-in. I've just changed the transaxle oil and filter with an OEM filter. Used 5W50 full synthetic. Fully lubricated everything, all the grease fittings on the mower deck, on the rider. Lubricated the chain. Adjusted the steering wires so it drives perfectly straight when the steering wheel's in the straight position. I did also briefly check the synchronization between the front and rear, which checked out good. Checked the mower deck level, adjusted the mower deck ground pressure, obviously filled the tires to the correct PSI. I installed a USA made fuel shutoff so it's easy to turn the fuel off at the end of the season. All new Gates fuel line all the way to the fuel tank. Fuel tank's been all cleaned out. Made sure the transaxle cooling fins were all clean. Checked the engine speeds, everything's to spec. So those are the main maintenance things I've done. There are a few more that I forgot to mention, but whatever was on the maintenance sheet, I've gone through that and done everything to the mower. So the only cons with the mower is that the front transaxle does have a pretty slow leak. So right here where the hydro lines come into the transaxle, there is a slow leak. You may notice a few drips on the ground after sitting for, a few days, week or so. The other thing is that the front transaxle does make a grinding noise when you hit the reverse pedal suddenly. So it's still all smooth, but if you, especially if you have a heavy load on like the snowblower all lifted up, 230 pounds hanging off the front, and then you hit the reverse pedal, it does make a little bit of a grinding sound. So that is a common flaw with these mowers. And so I do think that the front transaxle may need to be replaced sometime down the road. But it is still driving fine now, and new transaxles are available, so it's not a dead end there. One other thing worth mentioning, so this mower has what I believe is a design flaw, and that is that the brake here for the deck is kind of chintzy. It's just a little brake pad sticking down there, and it has a spring that comes down from above and just pushes down whenever the deck comes up, because that's how the design is right there. For when you disengage it, the deck comes up. The problem is when you go over a hill, the deck gets pushed up by the front casters, and that engages the brake. So I took the spring out for now. The blades still stop within about 6 seconds when you disengage them, so it's not a big deal in my opinion, but that is something worth noting also. As for the snowblower, I've tightened all the hardware all the way around, made sure everything's snug. I did lubricate the drive chain, and you're getting brand new skid shoes on both sides. So that should be ready to go. So that's the look over of the Husqvarna R322T all-wheel drive Swedish mower. This 2013 rider is very unique, made in Sweden, and isn't sold anymore in the US. On top of that, the snowblower attachment went for over $2,000 when it was new, and it is made in the USA, by the way. Thanks for watching.